Hello and welcome to Birds of Paradise. This is the demo for a romantic comedy visual novel with a diverse LGBT+ cast, and we are playing Robin, who becomes the assistant manager to a boy band. I thought that was quite the interesting setting and I wanted to check it out. The game is supposed to have 5 romance options in total, 4 of them male, 1 female, as well as 1 friendship route. And there will be multiple endings, so bad, good, you know. Yeah, let's just jump right in. It all started with a job. Not just any job, but assistant band manager of Birds of Paradise, my first well-paying job out of college. The kind of gig I'd been daydreaming about while slugging my way through business classes. I'd even managed to get my parents on board with my career choice, a pretty amazing feat given the general pop culture illiteracy which bordered on disdain. My phone pinged, another job posting for a bank position, from my mom. Okay, well, at least they were supportive enough to pay the deposit for my new place, while hinting that I'd be much more secure doing something else. Having a business degree didn't mean I had to consign myself to boardrooms, pie charts, slideshows, and profit margin breakdowns. My parents just hadn't gotten the memo yet. No. Despite the misgivings of my parents, I knew I'd found something better, and it was going to be absolutely perfect. The perfect job, managing the perfect band, all while living in the perfect apartment with perfect roommates. Sounds a bit too perfect. Also, once I pulled this off, I'd stop getting texts of job listings that might as well say "must love monotony and crippling boredom" in the description. I tugged uncomfortably at the neck of my pullover sweater. I was just wearing a camisole underneath, so sweater removal wasn't exactly an option. The last time I'd worn this combo, I nearly flashed my old roommate when I pulled the sweater off. Nobody else needed to see my department store nude bra. Hell, I didn't need to see it either, at least not in public. We're here. The rideshare pulled up to a beautiful high-rise apartment complex. It was even better than the photos. Part of me was sure it would be a letdown, that the online pictures had been someone's photo-edited fever dream instead of a reality. But here it was. Real and gorgeous. Perfect. This is it? Really? I must have said it with more than a little disbelief, because the driver double-checked her navigation app. Yeah, this is it. You want help with your bags? Sure. I rang the doorbell. It felt like about 1,000 butterflies were flitting around my stomach. I was getting first day jitters, and I hadn't even started my job yet. First day apartment jitters? That was a thing, right? Oh, that's right, she said they'd be out pretty late today. I checked under the doormat and, sure enough, a copy of the key was waiting for me. I unlocked the door and stepped into the bright and open living room. Oh wow, it looks just like the virtual tour. Floor-to-ceiling windows looked out across the whole city, and since this apartment was 6 floors up, you really could see everything. Nobody was home. I had time to get settled in. The fluttery feeling in my guts faded. So perfect. I threw off my sweater, my camisole predictably flying off with it, and tucked off my jeans. That hour-long car ride had made me feel like a piece of vacuum-packed meat left at room temperature. Are you undressing in the living room? When you're expecting roommates, oh well. I let out an excited squeal, the sort of sound I'd never be caught dead making if anyone was around. Well... But alone? Screw it. I deserve to jump for joy and dance around in my underwear on the first day in my new apartment. I double-checked my texts. Yep, there it was. A message from Vega, one of my new roommates, saying she wouldn't be back until late tonight. I connected my phone to the apartment stereo system and pulled up a pop-themed playlist. I would be so much more cautious. I mean, I can feel a moment coming up here. Maybe this is just me, but I personally, I would make sure, like double sure, that no one is home. Check every room. At least knock on every door, you know. Oh well. Who said market research couldn't be fun? The first single for Birds of Paradise came up when I hit shuffle. I'll take that as a good sign. I sang along loudly, and maybe more than a little off-key, while I unpacked my possessions and arranged my room. Well, they hadn't hired me for my singing ability. I pulled my sheets out and frowned. Oh, these won't fit. I'd packed the single sheets from my college dorm, but this bed was a double. I was starting a new chapter in my life, but new bed sheets hadn't entered into that equation for some reason. Some reason. I've spent too much time being cheap and single. I eyed my old sheets with growing distaste. The black and white polka dot fabric had started to pill from numerous washes in the less than well-maintained dorm laundry room. I was super glad I never had to use that awful place again. The sheets were starving college student chic, fished out of a clearance discount bargain bin the day I walked into the nearest retail store, 3 years ago. In all that time, I hadn't so much as spooned with someone in them. And I'm not even the fun kind of single. I threw my clothes back on and ran to the department store to pick up some finishing touches and a comforter set that I'd actually be proud to have a makeout session in. Also, snacks. I settled on something a little more flowery. Okay, maybe a lot more flowery than my last set. A guilty feeling plucked at me as I picked out a new, luxuriously puffy comforter, like I was betraying my old, bedraggled bedsheets. I felt a gnawing responsibility as I stood in the checkout line. Even though the old sheets would have looked more at home folded up in a cupboard as a temporary backup for a 6-year-old who had the bed, my 22-year-old college grad self was frantically trying to think of a way to save them. Maybe I just put them in the cupboard in case of an emergency. It couldn't hurt, right? Me with everything. And task complete. Time to find the Wi-Fi password and get prepped for tomorrow. In the end, I found the password taped to the bottom of the router, after I'd gone through every single kitchen drawer. On the plus side, I also found the silverware drawer. While I was setting up my laptop, my phone went off. It was Raven, my new boss, the band manager I would be assisting. Hi hon, you all moved in? I glanced over at the boxes of clothing sitting in the corner. I could deal with those later. Pretty much. I can't wait to meet everyone and make this whole thing official. Me too, me too. I'm sure the boys will leave quite the impression. We're connecting out front of the studio at 9 tomorrow, right? No, you can let yourself in and wait backstage when you get there. I told them I told them to be there at 8, so they should be all warmed up and ready to rehearse. I plopped down on the bed, casually looking at the ceiling while we chatted. Sounds good. I was just about to brainstorm some promotional ideas. No need, no need. You're going to have your hands full tomorrow as it is. Oh, okay. Just spend the rest of the night relaxing. It can get stressful, managing all those personalities. I was a little disappointed. I wanted to show them all how resourceful I was right out of the gate, but I guess tomorrow was going to be my first day. Probably better to get a feel for the band before I started springing ideas on all of them. Sounds sensible. Got to go now. I have a meeting with another client. Another client? I thought you were exclusive. I didn't get an answer. She had disconnected the call mid-sentence. A slight feeling of unease tickled the inside of my stomach. No, that's just new job anxiety. She called to check in on me. She was nice. It's going to be perfect. Like I said before, perfect. I spent the next few hours getting to know the place. By which I mean I'd stripped back down to my undies and splayed myself across the couch to eat what could only be described as a deeply irresponsible amount of potato chips. I'd also started burrowing my way through the pint of ice cream I picked up earlier. The series I popped on was a corny modern romance with a lot of creative borrowing from cheesy Jane Austen tropes. Love me some Jane Austen. My eyes nearly rolled into the back of my skull as the lead told her love interest that she couldn't stand his stuffy personality. Oh, come on, just kiss him. I prodded my spoon at the screen before going in for another bite of ice cream. Oh, hey, sorry I wasn't here for the welcome party. Huh, Robin, right? Well, new girl, you're gonna fit right in. I looked up, a spoonful of triple chocolate chunk halfway to my mouth. It was dawning on me that maybe I'd made myself a little too comfortable. I was sitting there in my very boring nude bra and a mismatched pair of blue polka dot underwear. In the living room. The living room I shared with my brand new roommates that I hadn't met yet. In the middle of unpacking, I'd convinced myself I'd be able to tell when they were coming back and, oh, I don't know, just hurriedly teleport into jeans and a t-shirt or something. Which was a mistake. A very obvious mistake. In retrospect. Oh, hi. Robin, yeah, that's me. I'm Robin. You must be, Vega. She was grinning, a little wickedly, her long blonde hair pulled up into a braid. Everything about her screamed cool, like would never be caught dead eating late-night ice cream in her undies at a first introduction type of cool. Vega. Oh, I logged into my own video account. Promise I'm not watching twin hearts on your profile or anything. That was an easy sound to her laugh, and I instantly felt a bit better. Also, maybe a little silly. Oh, and definitely insecure. If you had, you'd found out we're already 3 episodes in. Hey, I'm in the middle of the 3rd episode now. A cold, wet sensation dripped onto my thigh. I stifled a scream and glanced down. The traitorous bite of ice cream had plopped off the spoon to become a melty blob in the dead center of my leg. Maybe if I didn't make direct eye contact with it, Vega wouldn't notice. Maybe it wouldn't slide the rest of the way down my thigh to plop onto the floor while I tried to make my escape. I'm such an idiot. I didn't grab any napkins. Am I going to have to use my hands? Rub it into my skin like lotion? No, I could just ask her for a towel. But then... is it worse? Better? Equally horrible in a different way? This first meeting already sucks and now I'm gonna look like a total slob. Jackson wants to get married, but Mary just wants to be herself, without all the social pressure of a grand ceremony, and who knows at this point if that's driving them closer together or further apart. What? Who's Mary? Oh, right, the show. Yeah, I mean, if he really loves her, I think he'll be willing to let the whole wedding thing go. The melting blob started slipping down my leg. That's what I keep saying. Zipporah doesn't agree. Oh, that's your wife, right? Is she coming back tonight? My eyes darted around for a napkin, while Vega stared fixedly at the TV, the episode still playing in the background. Long-term girlfriend, yeah. I don't think she'll be back until pretty late. She's negotiating a contract right now. Negotiating? For work. You know how it is. Ah. Had Vega mentioned what the two of them did when we talked on the phone during the apartment application process? It was pretty hard to recall with a cold lump of melting ice cream sliding across my thigh. Can you just ask for a towel, please? I mean, you don't want to ruin the carpet, the couch, whatever. Right? And it's already embarrassing, so what the hell? I nodded, as if I understood what she was talking about. I was sure I'd eventually find out. Or remember. One of those two things. In that moment, I just needed to find a way to excuse myself and sprint into the bedroom, bikini underwear clad butt and all. You, gonna deal with that? She gestured to my leg. Well, that was a lost battle. Deception check epically failed. I shrugged sheepishly, glancing around at my absolute lack of anything to wipe it up with. Oh, no worries, I gotcha. She grabbed a roll of paper towels from the kitchen and chucked the whole thing at me. I stood up to make the catch, and the inevitable pull of gravity caused the very melted chocolate blob to drip down and splatter onto the floor before I could frantically rip off a sheet and wipe it up. Thanks. Ladies gotta look out for each other. She shrugged. Yeah. I let out an awkward laugh as I clutched the dirty paper towel in an embarrassed, white-knuckled fist. I've got some things to prep for tomorrow. I'm supposed to start my new job at 9. Wow, not even a full day to settle in? Don't burn it at both ends, new girl. I'm just excited. Let me know how it goes. Catch you later then. She waved me off with a salute as I scampered down the hallway and into my room. Maybe I could just stay there forever and never come out again. That was a possibility, right? I definitely didn't want to spend any more of the evening in company. That had been both ridiculous and stupid, and the only person I had to blame was myself. Why the hell hadn't I just asked for a damn napkin? Why the hell hadn't I been wearing actual clothes? I sat in silence for a self-justicing, contemplative moment before pulling up my phone to mindlessly doom-scroll through one of my social media feeds. As you do. Snuggling in, I sighed at the comforting sensation of being wrapped in brand new sheets. Not everything had been a failure today. In fact, most of it had been a pretty epic success. Vega was cool as fuck, and best of all, she didn't seem turned off by whatever the hell it was I was doing when she came home. So, that was good. I still had a perfect roommate. I could only hope I felt the same about Zipporah. Well, if Raven didn't think I needed an advertising plan for tomorrow, I might as well read up on the boys instead. In bed, under my awesome new comforter. I pulled up the official website for the Birds of Paradise and navigated over to their group portrait. And there they are. What the hell? This page doesn't say anything about them. It's just one cheesy photo. I'm gonna have to get this updated ASAP. Guess it's time for some good old-fashioned searching. Who should I look up first? Can I just... Oh, cool. I can just click on them. So we have Lonan, Lark, Jay, Callum, and Ren. I want to start with Lonan. I typed in Lonan's name. It was pretty standard fare as far as the pictures went. He usually seemed to be posed with at least one other band member. Then I saw the little note up by the search bar. Adult content filtered. Adjust settings to see additional results. What? No. No way. I hesitated for a moment, but if that sort of stuff was out there, well, as someone helping with public relations and management, it was my job to know about it. I turned the filter off. Oh my god. It was him. It was Lonan, from the band, and he was not with any other members this time, except for the very well-endowed one between his legs. Oh shit. Shit, there's so many photos. I couldn't look away. All the dark tattoos snaking up his muscled body, and okay, I definitely let my eyes linger other places too. All said and done, they were actually pretty tasteful nudes. The lighting showed off everything expertly. Is that a piercing? Or... oh, there's more than one. I probably could have gone this entire job not knowing one of the guys I was managing had multiple dick piercings, but here we were. It wasn't like I could just reboot my brain. I put my phone face down on the bed next to me, feeling a little guilty that I'd spent so long staring. Well, you took the photos, they are there. I mean, I wasn't going to look at that again tonight. Or, well, maybe. Do you want to join me? He was waist deep in a pool of shockingly blue water, ripples flowing out from his muscled torso. His hand was held out to me, and I found myself walking toward him. Oh, I'm not wearing anything. Neither am I. That's kind of the point. Yeah, I guess it is. I laced my fingers with his, the warmth of his touch coursing through my body. The cool water was no match for our heat. Knock knock. What's that? I was shorter than him, and the water was just below my breasts now. He put his arms around me and started pulling me closer. Just let me feel you against me. Oh no. If he pulled me against him now, I'd be able to feel... Knock. My eyes shot open at the final rattling knock on my door. I could hear a voice calling through the other side. I tried to shake off the feeling of hands against my skin and words being whispered in my ear. "Hey, new girl. Sorry to bug ya, but you said something about a meeting?" "Huh? We don't have a meeting." I tried to snuggle back down. Damn, these new sheets were really comfortable. A sharp laugh through the door. "Oh, Vega." I flushed, thinking about the dream I'd been having. "Not with me, with that new job of yours." I guess I dozed off and... I tried to check the time on my phone. It was dead. Shit. No, I didn't plug it in. What time is it? Fuck. Hell yeah, now those are some wake-up words. It's 9 on the dot, new girl. 9 in the morning. Oh hell, I was supposed to be backstage already. I frantically plugged my phone in so I could get at least a small trickle of power before I threw on whatever was at the top of my still very unsorted pile of clothes. I must have looked like a panic blur as I scooped up a phone with 6% battery and sprinted out the door. Unshowered, unstyled, and so very, very late. It was quiet outside the studio when I arrived, which wasn't the best sign. Raven had said that they'd be there earlier than our meeting time. There were a couple of cars in the lot, but I didn't see any actual people, let alone any dreamy boy band members to manage. Well, she did say to let myself in, so I guess it's fine. Which door though? Side entrance, maybe? There was a door propped open that looked like it was for staff use, and as an assistant manager, I think I counted. The creak of the door echoed loudly in the still air. It is very unprofessional to not just, give someone specific instructions where to go. Meeting up outside would have made way more sense, but oh well. I slid inside, and the shadowed outline of instruments told me that I'd made it backstage. The space was otherwise empty. The absolute lack of any boys practicing for the boy band I was supposed to manage was making my heart race again, just after I'd calmed down from the panic of being late. I checked my phone, which pinged to tell me I had about an hour left on battery saver, if I hardly looked at the screen. Falling asleep without plugging in my phone. What an amateur move. On my first freaking day too. I did notice there weren't any missed calls, so that was a good sign. After all, you can't be unforgivably late if nobody notices. So, what was my next move? I stood there, pretending to look interested in a pile of random props and instruments while awkwardly glancing around for any sign of human life. Like a professional. At this point, I was starting to doubt I'd been dropped off at the right building. With my luck during this past day, it wouldn't be surprising. In fact, now that I thought about it, it might be more surprising for me to be in the right place. There was a burst of noise, the slamming of a door, then more silence, which was punctuated by brisk footsteps. A tall, strapping man with short golden hair came striding over, a phone held up to his ear. Oh shit, that's Jay. I am in the right place. I hurried up to him since, I maybe assumed he was calling me. After all, they were supposed to be practicing and I was the one who was late to that practice. I could feel tears that straddled both joy and embarrassment pushing at the backs of my eyes as I hurried toward him. The torment was over. I could start my actual job now. I could finally put all the weird crap from last night and this morning behind me. Jay, I'm so sorry, I thought we'd be meeting backstage, or maybe we were, and this isn't the part of backstage we were supposed to be. He walked right past me, as if I wasn't even there. Hey, call me when you get this. You were supposed to be here with the new assistant an hour ago. Wait, new assistant? That was me? An hour ago? I checked my battery. My battery depleted phone. 9:30 and 4% power. Last I checked, showing up at 9:30 for a meeting at 9 made you very late, but not by an hour. Had she told me the wrong time? I'm sorry about... I don't know. Whatever it was I did. His chuckle sounded more than a little self-deprecating. I felt some kinship with him in that moment, even if he had just rudely ignored me. I'm sure I did something right. Just call me back. We need you. He hung up and sighed, his perfectly straight posture slouching for a moment. His back really was as broad as it had looked in the photos. A small and very irresponsible part of me wanted to reach out and touch it. So there I was, standing behind him with a strange, dreamy expression on my face. When he turned around and looked me right in the eyes. Oh, hi. I've been looking for you, actually. I held my hand out. I'm Robin. I'll be on you, Jay glanced down at my outstretched palm and signed it with a permanent marker he'd pulled out from who knows where. He was wearing a smile so broad it had to be fake. He must practice that thing daily in the bathroom mirror. Well, it did what it was supposed to. I felt a little tickle of excitement somewhere in my guts. From a smile. I really did need to start looking for an actual date instead of fawning over a man who had just scribbled an indiscernible black line across my palm. Always great to meet a fan, though this isn't really a good time. And not the place. Why would you expect a fan be in your backstage? And even if there was, why would you react like this and not throw them out immediately? Weird, but okay. Actually, I'm not a fan. His smile dropped. Wait, no, I mean, I like your stuff. It's just that I'm the new assistant band manager, Robin. That's why I'm here. Oh, is Raven with you? He perked up, eyes darting around me and into every shadowed corner of the stage, as if Raven would materialize out of the darkness. No, she told me she'd meet me here. My voice cracked upwards, making it a question. What the hell was going on? That's what she told us. Said she'd meet us here. With you. Jay, have you found Raven yet? A severe-looking man in octagonal glasses that I recognized as Callum stepped over to us. He was followed by 3 other men, all of whom were looking various shades of concerned. 3 other very hot, very recognizable men. All the members of the Birds of Paradise had arrived. No, but this is Robin. She's the new assistant band manager, so we have half a manager. Wow, way to shower on the confidence. Though I guess I hadn't done anything to earn any yet. At least I'd found them. Mission locate the band was completed. Now I just had to introduce myself and start raking in the confidence points. Hi, I'm Robin, and I'll be your new assistant band manager. Raven's told me all about you, and I'm so excited to get to know you all. I can't wait to help Birds of Paradise be the huge success I know it can be. My voice sounded tinny and weak in the large room. I had been practicing that line for a couple days, and I thought I'd said it with conviction. Maybe I'd needed to set it with more volume in such a large space. They were all staring at me. Confidence points for Robin, 0. Oh wow, I'm excited too. Thank goodness, Lark had decided to break that horrible silence. Yeah, I bet you'll be great. Though, I think that outfit needs some work if you're gonna be representing us. I looked down at myself, which, to be fair, I hadn't really done after I'd sprinted out of the apartment in a whirlwind of chaotic panic. Okay, so I wasn't the best at fashion, but it wasn't that bad. In fact, given the morning circumstances, I'd done fucking awesome. I'd managed to throw on a slightly wrinkled colored shirt with the same sweater from yesterday pulled over the top, dark dress pants that had spent the better part of a week at the bottom of a box, and some mostly unscuffed black flats. Because black matches with everything, right? So, yeah, fucking awesome. Ren is right, it's a bad look, but don't expect him to ever be happy. If he picks your outfit in the morning, he'll find something he wants to change by midday. And the rest of us aren't nearly as critical. Oh, shit. The look Callum gave me made me feel as if I were being x-rayed, and he did not like what was coming up on the diagnostic. Yeah, I didn't think Ren was the most critical one here. What the hell, Callum? You're just pissed about the shoes. We cannot dance in those monstrosities you want us to wear. Of course I'm upset about the shoes. You bought them without asking, and now we have to return them all. We're not returning them. They're amazing on me. Then you can look amazing when you faceplant on the floor and ruin my choreography and platforms. I like them, Ren. That's because they'll make you taller. Well, this conversation had transformed into something absolutely not about me. I silently thanked the universe for that bit of interference. I did not need to experience that critical laser focus from Callum again anytime soon. Lonan, the only one who hadn't spoken yet, walked up to me, waving a dismissive hand at the arguing trio. Jay had gone back to frantically making unanswered calls to Raven on his phone. So, this is your first job after college, huh? Yeah, this is my first band management position. Well, go me, that wasn't exactly brimming with confidence. Points still at 0. Lonan was smirking, and the grin didn't reach his eyes. So, you're a virgin? Inexperienced with new positions, huh? No, I had at least 2 hookups in college. Oh, my face was hot. Super hot. Like, I was surprised it didn't burst into literal flames type hot. And then there was that one guy I went out with for a couple months, but I guess that was more of a heavy petting situation, so... Why the hell was I still talking? I forced myself to make eye contact with Lonan, and his grin faltered a little. Was it just me, or had his ears gone slightly pink? That's right. I couldn't take it back, so I had to make it look intentional. Confidence points. 1? Maybe 2? Relax, chickadee. It was a joke.
We don't need a running tally.
It's Robin, not Chickadee. Part of me was grateful for the snarky nickname. It gave me something to be pissed off at, and being pissed was about 100 times better than whatever that other feeling was. How could he be that casually confident? I thought back to the image search I did last night. They were good photos. Professional. Photos he wanted people to find. Stop it, brain. Stop. Don't think about it. And don't you dare look at his crotch.
This whole thing was so much worse knowing what I did about the jewelry on his,
intimate areas. Did he wear them all the time? Were those piercings down there right now? While he was grinning at me and calling me Chickadee? Did I hate that, or... this was such cursed knowledge.
Well, hey there. You alright, Chickadee? Like I said, it was just a little joke, yeah?
My eyes had wandered below his face, and I was making eye contact with the dermal piercings on his clavicle. Just fine. Thanks. He ran his finger just under the stainless steel domes nestled along his collarbone.
You like them? You're staring.
No. No, I don't.
Well, I've learned one thing about you today.
There was a faint click against his teeth when he gazed at me.
A tongue piercing?
I swallowed. And what's that? I looked up, trying not to stare anywhere else suspicious. There, I'd look at the bridge of his nose, where there was another piercing. Great. Well, as long as my eyeballs weren't drifting down, I'd call it a win.
Learned that you're a bad liar.
I'm not a liar. There it was again, that wicked smile.
If you don't like these, I can switch them out. You like sparkly things, Chickadee?
Okay, yeah, going back to eye contact was the best choice here. I was not going to keep staring at random body parts on this guy. I told you, stop calling me Chickadee. Maybe I'd be able to unpack this moment in about 10 years from now with a licensed therapist. But for now, I clung to the flush of irritation and kept my eyes locked with Lonan's. Lark broke off from the argument, which had become increasingly about his height, to join our conversation, if you could call it that.
It's cool. I think you've got more experience than me, at least.
He held out his fingers and looked up toward the ceiling, eyes glassy with thought. His interruption broke my concentration, and I ended up looking at him instead of fuming at Lonan.
Oh, no. I think I'm at...
He held up 5 fingers sheepishly.
Sorry. Guess I'm not good at, thinking.
Well, perfect. Lark, the band member who was the 20-year-old poster child for youth and inexperience, was beating me in the relationship and hookup department. Handily. And looking adorably innocent while doing so. It's not a competition, Robin. Don't sweat it, kid. It's fine. My voice came out raspy and choked through gritted teeth. Lark got quiet, then darted back over to Callum, where the two of them started loudly discussing plans for dance choreography. Ren had slipped over to a box of what looked suspiciously like the shoes they'd been talking about. He was eyeing them with more intensity than I'd had while studying for my college finals. Do you think I can be in the middle this time, Callum? In front? For the whole song? With the shoes? I can wear the shoes, right? No, I've already told you we're returning Ren's idiotic shoe purchase. As for being in the front, ask Jay. He's the one who has problems with it. Jay?
No.
You never let me stay in the middle. Jay looked up from his phone, the glittering smile he'd been wearing earlier entirely dissipated into a tired frown. We share the spotlight, that's the whole point.
Sure, if by share you mean your dumbass gets all the lines.
Jay sputtered and pointed a shaking finger at Lonan. I am trying to build an image for all of us. His eyes kept nervously flickering back to his phone screen. It was pretty obvious he was waiting for a message. You got somewhere better to be? I knew he was trying to get in touch with Raven, but the level of desperation he was doing it with was starting to get on my nerves. Maybe because I was still stinging from my... well, whatever the hell just happened with Lonan. As a matter of fact, no, I don't. But I'm trying to get Raven here so we can start actual practice with our actual manager. Just forget Raven, we can practice now, Jay. Perfect time to try out the shoes. Drop it. It's not happening, Ren. Ren glowered at Callum, then wound up like he was about to pitch a baseball, the shoe clutched in his hand, looking like a glittery blur. Was he going to throw that? What the... Ren! In a flash, Jay reached over to grab Ren's wrist. He was clutching a very glittery platform shoe, and I had to admit it, but now that I'd seen the much-discussed footwear, I was on Team Callum. Just making eye contact with that shimmering eyesore made my eyes water and ankles creak.
Oh wow, I thought Callum was being anal, but those are terrible.
Not the time, Lonan. Jay, here you were dragging on our new little chickadee, and you can't even tell Ren no to that freaking awful... whatever it is? Lonan winked in my direction, and I pointedly looked away. Yeah, no thanks. Lark kept opening his mouth as if he were about to say something, then closing it again. And was he getting teary-eyed? While I'm thrilled to have your support, you didn't bother to look at them either. Maybe if you helped come up with ideas instead of just bumming around until practice, we wouldn't be in this mess. What the... Seriously, Callum? I was going to fucking bat for you. Jay gritted his teeth and tried to force a grin. Boys, let's not be so... But I do like... Just stay out of this, little man. Don't call me little. See, look, now you've made him... You too, Callum. You're the one who said I like the shoes because I was... short. He gasped out the final words as if it brought him physical pain and burst into full-blown tears. While Lark's sobs echoed in the theater, everyone else glanced around uncomfortably, shocked into silence. Jay's phone buzzed at the same time mine did. Raven. I got one too.
I started reading the text message and it felt like my heart was yanked somewhere in the vicinity of my ankles. Oh. Oh no.
Hey loves, hope you're getting along. Please accept this as my formal resignation as band manager from Birds of Paradise. Robin will be acting as my replacement. I look forward to seeing you around in other professional capacities. Cheers!
Jay looked like he'd swallowed his own tongue, and I was about to vomit it back up. Jeez.
She's quitting?
Looks that way.
What? Give me that.
Callum tried to snatch Jay's phone away from him, but he pivoted to avoid his grasp.
Jay, let me see it.
You don't need to see it. Yes, we do. What did you say to her this time, huh? A stifled sob came from the corner of the stage. I glanced over to find tears still streaming down Lark's face.
She's leaving us? Again? Again? She's done this before?
Yeah, last time it was because Jay dumped her. Can't imagine why that went wrong.
What? You were dating your band manager? When?
It was 1.5 years ago. Old news. You sure? I thought I saw them at the Crow's Nest a couple weeks ago.
What?
Jay, if you rekindled something with her right before the submission deadline...
I didn't do anything.
Then why are you hiding your texts? You sent her something creepy before she quit, didn't you? I was seriously considering quitting on the spot myself, but the thought of my freshly paid deposit stopped me. How would I pay for rent if I quit? That was a conversation I did not want to have with my parents.
Hi Mom and Dad, thanks so much for helping me out with the deposit even though you 100% disagreed with my career choice. Can you give me more money while I frantically search for a different job while refusing to apply to any of the horrible soulless ones you've sent me? Hugs and kisses! I felt physically ill at the thought. No, I would not stoop to that level of desperation. I would make this work. I had to. Besides, there was no way this could get any worse. Famous last words. Clap, clap, clap. Well, this is certainly a shit show. My new roommate was standing in the doorway, a malicious grin plastered across her smug face. I remembered her previous smile as sharp, but also friendly, but this was something else entirely. What the hell are you doing here? Just came to see how well you were handling things alone, little brother. It's going just fine, little sister. Your siblings? But they didn't seem to hear me. Vega didn't even glance in my direction. Her eyes were fixed on Jay. I turned to Ren. How can they both be little? Ren scrunched up his nose and sighed. They're twins, the kind who fight over everything, including who came out first. We all know I did, Ren. Yeah, sure, but I was conceived first. What? What a weird thing to argue about. Oh. Vega rolled her eyes. Is this why you showed up? To fight about who popped out first? You two must have had fistfights in the womb. Vega snorted. Nice one, Lonan.
You coming to the bar later? Lonan shrugged, looking pretty casual for a guy who was egging on a fight a couple seconds ago. Yeah, probably. You want to shoot some pool? Loser buys drinks. Sure. Seriously, Lonan? You're making plans to hang out with our enemy? I'm making plans to hang out with your enemy. I don't have a problem with her. Ugh, that's not... He balled his hands into fists, then dropped this topic with a little punching motion that was disturbingly reminiscent of a toddler having a tantrum. What are you doing here, Vega? Yeah, why are you here? She finally flicked her eyes in my direction. Because Robin... She froze, looking at me from head to toe, her face going pale. Oh shit. New girl, this is your job? Oh, sucks for you. No hard feelings, okay? Well, that didn't bode well. No hard feelings? For what? You know Vega? His eyes got wide, as if struck by a terrible sort of inspiration. The next words he spoke came out in a whisper. Are you a spy? No, I'm her new roommate. What? You can't work for us if you're living with her. Oh, so you'll, what, just hire another band manager? Raven was the one who handled hiring. I bet you couldn't interview your way out of a paper bag. He sputtered, choking on whatever he was about to say next. Lonan burst into laughter and slapped me on the back. I nearly toppled forward into Jay's chest. I like the bite on her. She's almost as sharp-tongued as Raven. Hardly. I'm surprised Raven's tongue isn't forked. You're right though. This one has enough bite to stand up to our resident narcissist. You better not be talking about me. That's my line. This one? Really? That's dehumanizing and tacky. It was Callum's turn to go a little pink with embarrassment. You're right. That was dehumanizing, and I apologize. Huh. Well, I guess he could have manners when he wanted to. What about me? Don't I get an apology? Callum looked Jay over, then wordlessly turned to walk out of the building. I wouldn't go just yet, Callum. It'd be a shame for you to miss the reveal. All of the boys turned to look at her warily. You all listening? Good. We've hired a new band manager in time for Vantage Records' next contract push. But we're getting ready for that. Who even told you? They don't usually go for crappy girl punk when they're signing new acts. You can insult me all you want, Jay, but if you talk shit on my band... Her sentence ended in a growl, and I got the distinct impression she was willing to eviscerate her twin on the spot if he kept going. If you can call Birds of Prey a band... I should say that about your little song and dance number. The Birds of Prey at least have fucking instruments, you hack. Wow, there was some bad blood between the two of them, and if this went on for much longer, it was likely to end up spilled all over the floor. Also, Birds of Prey? Why was a band name so similar to Birds of Paradise? I had a bad feeling there was more to that story. Look, I didn't stay so I could listen to this. What's the reveal, Vega? Who's your new manager? Callum narrowed his eyes in suspicion. Yeah, we all know where this is going, right? Place your bets now. Though I think I can guess.
Oh, that. Well, I think you might know her. She goes by Raven.
Vega sneered.
Well,
Shit. There it is. That's what I thought. Was it just me, or was that severe look on his face even tighter than before? He looked at each of us in turn and, almost imperceptibly, shook his head. We're clearly not getting any practice done today, so I'll see you tomorrow, after your collective panic attack has subsided. With that, Callum marched out, slamming the side door behind him. The room was dead silent, then exploded into a wave of panicked chittering. They really did sound like a flock of startled birds. Not that I could criticize, I was babbling about as inanely as the rest of them.
She had this planned. I was her.
Jay was staring down at his phone, probably reading the text again, walking in circles and shaking his head in denial as he mumbled the words.
She hates us. She hates me. Raven did this 'cause she hates me.
Well, shit. Maybe I shouldn't play pool with you tonight, Vega. Oh my god, I have to tell everyone about this before it gets out. I have to get a jump on it. Callum, wait! I need a ride to the salon. Ren rushed out after Callum, a blur of red as he darted past me. He looked weirdly happy about sharing the bad news.
Wait, Ren, I wanna come too.
But Ren was already gone. Lark looked toward us and back to the door, unsure if he wanted to stay or leave on his own.
Look, I came here as a favor.
It's not like it would have been any easier finding out around town.
You came here to gloat.
Vega rolled her eyes. Yeah, Jay was probably right. She'd shown up to gloat.
Think what you like. At least you have yourselves a replacement. Yeah, an inexperienced one. Well, at least I'm here, and I won't ever do anything like that to you. I won't leave you like that.
Everything was starting to look watery and blurry as I tried to hold back tears. Whatever cruel aspect of the universe had made me capable of stress crying was rearing its ugly head right now.
Don't cry. Whatever you do, don't cry.
Jay rushed over to me, pushing past Vega and putting his hands on my shoulders. He pulled out that shining smile on me again.
Hey, there's no need for that. You'll do great. You're right. I couldn't hire my way out of a paper bag. There's no way I'll find anyone better than you.
All the blood rushed to my face. This sounded more like a love confession than a promotion to band manager. All I wanted was for this day to be over.
Ah, Jay, your greatest weakness, a crying person.
Lark looked between the three of us again, then wordlessly slipped out the same way Callum and Ren had left. I guess watching his new band manager have a breakdown was where he drew the line. I desperately wanted to follow him, but Jay's hands on my shoulders would have made any attempt to leave painfully obvious. Enjoy your promotion, you girl. See you at the pad. If you need help finding a better gig, let me know. Vega strode off, each click of her heels brimming with remorseless confidence. That was it. That was the energy I wanted to give off. A wave of jealousy churned in my stomach as I looked at her retreating back. I was standing there in wrinkled clothes, dangerously close to upgrading my crying game from small amounts of liquid dripping down my face to full-blown sobs. Meanwhile, Vega was striding off to do who knows what cool thing. Probably with a cool band. A cool girl punk band. Why hadn't she mentioned that in the apartment interview? Whatever she was up to, it would definitely be awesome, and would definitely not involve curling up in her bedroom and staring at a wall in despair. For hours. Maybe I'd even throw in that very loud, very uncool full volume cry I was shoving down while I was at it. I looked down at my palms and saw the black squiggle there. Jay's signature. He was still resting his hands on my shoulders and forcing a smile. It was making me feel more awkward than comforted, but now that he was touching me, I could feel the trembling in his palms. Maybe I wasn't the only one who wanted to curl up into a ball. I'll be okay. You can, I looked at his hands. Oh, sorry. He let go and stepped away. Don't start flirting with her on a first day. I wasn't going to. Lonan snorted. Yeah, whatever. Enjoy your new promotion, chickadee. Jay, you better bump her pay up to whatever you were shelling out for Raven. Minus the dick pics. I never sent her any... Sure, whatever you say, lover boy. The only way we'll know for sure is if it gets leaked to the press. Lonan strode off, giving me one last casual wave goodbye. See you tomorrow, chickadee. Jay had gone a sickly shade of green. I'm sure I never sent... Anyway, I'll increase your pay and get you access to the accounts. Congratulations on your new promotion. He was beaming at me again, with a smile so forced, I was surprised it didn't crack his face in half. Yeah, thanks. I've, got something I have to check on. See you tomorrow. He hustled off, his phone in his hand, before he was out of the room. Was he scrolling through old texts? Maybe Lonan had a point about the dick pic. And as his manager, I'd have to deal with that if it ended up somewhere. Standing alone backstage, the past 24 hours hit me in one fell swoop. My new job, my roommates, the band. At least the apartment was everything it was promised to be. The way things were going, I half expected to go home and find out the building was made of cardboard. My phone went off again, and I saw another job text from my mom flash on the screen before my dying battery gave up the ghost. Day 1 was over, and I was starting to feel like this whole operation was held together with spit and glue. And now, I'd be the one making the spit and applying the glue. Just abso-fucking-lutely perfect. At least I could tell everyone I'd been promoted. Band manager of Birds of Paradise. Time to get to work. To be continued. And there you have it. That was the demo. So that was basically the introduction. And as you saw, we already had kind of a choice there which band member you want to check out. And I think that influences also who you get a bit of dialogue with there, like you did with Lone in here. Yeah, interesting. I like the humor. This is really entertaining. Yeah, I mean, most of this was, the last part was one big scene, but it didn't feel, how can I describe this? It went on for a while, but because it was mostly dialogue that went by really quickly, it was really energetic. I love that. I like the vibe. This was cool, and I also like that Robin is the kind of main character that has her own personality. That's great. And yeah, I would really like to see the full game. Yeah, so there's still a Kickstarter campaign going on for this game until the 25th of August, and the last time I checked, they didn't meet their first goal yet. So if you want to see the game being made, make sure to hop on over there and support the devs. And if you can't support the Kickstarter, then at least like share their tweets. Go play the demo for yourself. I'll always have the links to everything I play linked down in the description below. And yeah, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it and which of the romance options you would give a try. Yeah, so please leave a like if you enjoyed it and consider subscribing to my channel for more Let's Plays. Until next time, bye bye!